Some people might not understand how completely insane this moment was when Edel read 100 years of a 7 demon sage's memories. But first off, let's remind everyone who Edel is that participated in the first class mage exam. The orange-haired second class mage Edel knows her place, not because she's a woman, but because she knows what her skills are and where her limitations reside. The first class mage exam was a brilliant arc that introduced a plethora of characters with all types of personalities and qualities we were able to experience in a group setting. And Edel was one that particularly stood out because she was literally the brains that helped Goatee Saitama Blay an old-timer dunce. During the first class mage exam, it was teased and ironically even recommended by Matode herself to have Edel use her expert mental magic to break Frieren's mental defenses. This moment here is going to be very important to showcase how absolutely powerful Edel and a certain 7 Demon Sage of Destruction's hypnosis magic truly are. So during the start of the Golden Land arc, Edel recommended to Lernen for Matode to take her place, but Lernen is for sure without a shadow of a doubt that Edel's abilities of hypnosis magic is elite and better than any first class mage possesses, or at the very least, he couldn't convince one to go with them to the Golden Land to witness golden human shish kebabs. Oh yeah, spoiler warning, because I'm going to be talking about Grausam and the Goddess Monument arc. But stay anyways, because you can't help yourself. But before we continue, it's another day in the Frieren Manga hiatus. Yamada Kanehito and Abe Tsukasa are just chilling, eating ice cream, going on dates, because they already know what will happen to the great Maid Serie, the Feet Goddess. With the script delivered to Serie, it says,
不合格だ.
Going back to this moment of why Edel, a character that is actually pretty weak compared to the growing number of powerful mages we've been introduced to in the Frieren world, when Edel, Dunce, and Blay couldn't even 3v1 a clone first class mage Zintz, who took this moment of bravery to put her life on the line to appear right behind the strongest of the 7 demon sages in Macht of the Golden Land, to read his memories while Lernen keeps him distracted. The implications of this moment are significantly more massive than one would believe, and it's one where Kanehito purposefully puts us in this dilemma of pondering over the impossible being possible. Was this moment just a gamble, or did she know for sure that she would be able to read Macht's memories? Nevertheless, that seems like something that humans or demons shouldn't be able to do against each other, which I will dive a little bit deeper into Grausam and his hypnosis magic later on, and how both Edel and Grausam reveals this one major potential conclusion, that human and demon brains are a lot more similar than what Solitar explained, which might lead to what? That coexistence might be a lot more possible than how the Golden Land arc ended? Why? How? Let's explain Grausam for a bit. First revealed in chapter 63, but first introduced in chapter 89, where it revealed Macht's flashback with Schlatt the Omniscient, the demon that can see visions up to 1,000 years into the future. As we know with demons that are individualistic, self-preserving over their demon race, have no meaning in family besides mother for survival, and the only real way to force compliance is by force. That force to get Macht of the Golden Land to help Schlatt's plans to yeet the hero of the South included Grausam the Miraculous, one of the 7 demon sages of destruction, who Macht says specifically that he is at a terrible disadvantage against. At this time, the only thing that we knew about Grausam is that he can erase a demon's memories, until the Goddess Monument arc, where Solitar mentions that his hypnosis magic is so much more powerful that it can deceive a great demon like herself, and also adds to the mystery that the face that we see right now might not even be his true face. At this point, we can safely say that he is a master of disguise to be on this level to trick Solitar, whose mana levels are equivalent to Macht's, and has studied and decoded human magic to the point that she can take down the Great Barrier that kept Macht inside of the Golden Land, that explained all the centuries of human magical knowledge that went into it, including various great mages. Grausam even jokes that if Solitar wants to see his real face so badly, should he just reveal himself to her? But Solitar could care less and is not impressed. Grausam holds the answers to many questions that fans have about the Frieren story, including the mysterious goddess monument cliffhanger and what he learned from the hero's party and future Frieren from 100 years ahead, which I covered in this video that shows why Solitar wanted to help Macht on his journey to obtain human emotions. I explained what Grausam could have told her and why she ended up helping Macht in the end. Also, if Grausam is able to rewrite Macht's memories so that Frieren couldn't see what happened during the Hero of the South fight against Schlatt and all of the 7 demon sages of destruction, then can he do it for humans as well? That is one of the most, if not the most interesting mysteries about him, because the implications in any scenario is massive, like what he possibly could have told Solitar, or if the mysterious power he used against Himmel had a deeper meaning when Solitar helped save Grausam, or it can even lead into the mysteries of the Foundation Festival arc. What Edel did to Macht in reading a demon mind's memories, one can say what Grausam can do is even crazier. He went completely unnoticed, even from a future Frieren 100 years in the future, and put Frieren, Himmel, and Hyther to sleep with Anzehel Shella, spell to guide to paradise. Due to Hyther's unwavering belief as a priest in the goddess, he was the first to wake up and fend him off, while Frieren and Himmel were stuck in the same dream, where everything, including Frieren's mana detection, tells them that their wedding and everything around them are real. It was Frieren that was completely stuck in Grausam's hypnosis magic, but it was Himmel who was able to fight in the real world under Grausam's hypnosis, eventually doing damage and breaking the spell on himself and Frieren. While both Edel and Grausam used hypnosis magic, their aims were quite a bit different. Himmel, Hyther, and Frieren literally couldn't see Grausam before it was too late and used a dream spell on them. And when it comes to Edel, incredibly, she read 100 years worth of a demon's memories. If hypnosis magic has anything to do with similar brain functionalities, then one would lead one to explore that maybe there is a higher chance than we think that demons could develop human emotions. And if they don't, they're gonna go extinct, which I think everyone's okay with it. This is where once again, I talked about the mystery of what Grausam might have learned at the end of their battle against the hero's party, and specifically from Frieren 100 years in the future with this goddess monument arc cliffhanger in this video. To spoil a part of that video, I simply believe that Grausam saw the Demon King's death, and that is what he told Solitar, which leads to why I made that entire video, to just show how powerful Grausam and Edel's hypnosis magic are. Let's use another character that we've seen for a fact use it. If we assume here that Matilde is roughly an average hypnosis user, or just below average, when she tried to use her hypnosis magic on Frieren in the first class mage exam, she struggled to do so because of Frieren's ancient old mental barriers. In the anime during the Divine Revolte arc, it showcased more of her hypnosis abilities against a pretty strong sword demon girl. So, to manipulate someone that has very strong mental defenses like a Frieren, Himmel, and Macht would mean the hypnosis magic users are on the level of not only being able to imagine the magic being possible, but since it has to do with the brain, there might actually be a pathway where humans and demons can understand each other. But I will acknowledge that there are limits, like with our brain capacities, like with humans versus apes, even though we are super similar to each other. And I think Kanehito basically said at the end of the Golden Land arc that as of right now, it's not possible. But we do know that this whole thing about coexistence is about 1,000 years into the future. And in 1,000 years, a lot can change. While it may be a leap to say that just because Edel and Grausam can read the other race's memories, it doesn't mean the brain components as it relates to human empathy, and like the emotions of malice and guilt are the same thing. But the very fact that both Grausam and Edel's hypnosis magic are expert elite level that can read Macht's memories and put Frieren and Himmel into a deep slumber that elicits blissful dreams of kissing the bride means that Kanehito has put us right where he wants us, with this evidence of two different races being able to use hypnosis magic on each other. It's becoming increasingly more clear that coexistence might truly be the only way for demons to survive 1,000 years into the future, and being able to read each other's memories may be that evidence that maybe demon brains are closer to human brains than we think. Is it even possible for Edel or Grausam to read the minds of other mammals, reptiles, insects? If not, then there's a chance, but a very slim chance, that coexistence is possible. Remember that the Demon King's right-hand man is Schlot the Omniscient, that can see visions up to 1,000 years into the future. If the Demon King is aware that his wishes to obtain human emotions like Macht leads them to coexistence, wouldn't that lead him to take a completely different route where they don't almost become extinct and he doesn't pick the path where, he dies? And I'm just gonna keep plugging this video because it's about Solitar explaining that even though she doesn't believe coexistence is possible, she still helped Macht, even when her personality and the individualistic nature of demons are about saving themselves. I've made jokes in prior videos about Macht needing to develop a prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and other brain components that a human possesses. But let's be real here, demons and humans are much more alike than what Solitar explains due to convergent evolution. Ironically, convergent evolution can explain how demons and humans can coexist, because those human emotions might just be essential to surviving as a species. The biggest difference between humans and demons are in fact those pesky human emotions like malice and guilt. And oh yeah, demons eating us, which is a really big one if they only see us as food. In the Frieren world, demons are natural predators for humans, except that human civilization and advancements have put us back on top of the totem pole, even nearly ending the demon race due to the Great War. And as Schlot said in Macht's memories, we are in a war, or our very existence as demons will be fighting for demons in a mopping up operation 1,000 years from now. Not only in the world of Frieren, where demons likely thrived at least in the northern part of the continent at some point, the current day and age has changed drastically, where humans as a whole are now the apex, which leaves the remaining dwindling remnants of demons to do what? Continually surviving and adapting, or becoming extinct, like what Schlot said with the Demon King and Macht wanting to develop human emotions, because that may very well be their only way to survive as a race. All of this in the end might mean that coexistence is the only way for demons to survive 1,000 years into the future, with Edel and Grausam's hypnosis magic potentially being evidence for that possibility. But you know what? I hope Kanehito just picks demon genocide. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think about Edel and Grausam's hypnosis abilities, and if that may contribute to coexistence in some way. Or are you guys all like me? Let's go with demon genocide. So yeah guys, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.